Hi, I'm Bart.
Hi, I'm Gio.
Hi, I'm Joe.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. And you're watching
AskTheFeels.
And today we have a question from Trisha318.
Hi, Trisha.
Hi guys, I'm pursuing my master's and my boyfriend is a college dropout. So my parents have always been concerned about our difference in educational level, but I feel like we work well as a team. He has a lot of street smart and I have book smart. So I'm just wondering, what are your thoughts on the importance of education in a relationship? Thank you.
Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude. I like her take on, I think we make a great team. I'm the brain and he's the bronze.
And they complement each other.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think I was in her shoes at one point where I felt like someone's education was a measure of someone's intellect and their know-how. But the more entrepreneurial I became, I realized how little of importance a formal education is, and what really matters is a person's drive to self-educate, and their practical know-how is so much more important than the theoretical know-how. So if your boyfriend, for your parents' sake, if your boyfriend doesn't have like a master's degree or he doesn't look good on paper, but if he's able to transfer whatever's in here into some tangible results, aka businesses or great ideas or big projects that he's a part of, I'm sure that will be a much easier digest for your parents to accept him as your boyfriend.
And right now, you guys are still at that career discovering or career building stage, so he might not have anything to show for it. Most guys, until their mid-30s, they don't start making some really good money. So like, as long as you believe in him, that's what matters, and that's great that you do. But I don't think you need your parents' blessing, and you don't need to spend your time and energy trying to convince them. Try your best to, like Bart said, like get him, like help him out to get tangible things, whether it's like a pretty good job or a business that he owns himself or something where your parents can see, oh well, he's driven, he's able to get things done. But I'm wondering if education might be a class thing too, because certain class, like people of different classes,
that's very true.
You need to have like, oh well, he's educated at so and so, or he's to be a part of this group.
Yeah, because I have a friend that she's dating this doctor, and she's a medical assistant. So that's like the
super huge difference, yeah.
Gigantic difference. And so like she was experiencing a lot of problems with him because his parents would look down on her a lot, and because his sister's a doctor too, and like all of his friends are all doctors, and his parents are like, I'm not sure what they do, but they're pretty high up there with their career. And so like she was telling me like she was thinking about breaking up with them. So I asked her, I'm like, well, does he make you happy? How does he feel? Like it's about between you two, not necessarily like the other people around you guys. So they ended up talking it over, and they're still together to this day. But I mean, that sucks. Imagine having to like go through the class thing, like with the whole education thing. Maybe that's what she's going through too. It's between you guys, and if you guys are happy,
just run away, move to a different state. Like, I know where I want to go in life, and I know who I want to be with in life. And if you're not gonna endorse that, well, you guys can't be a part of my future. Sorry. And it might be cold, but fuck, it is, at the end of the day, it's your fucking pussy. He's gonna plant those seeds. It's gonna be your kids, not your parents' kids. And they're just watching out, making sure that their baby's making the right decision, and they're hoping that like you find someone intelligent and all that. And since they don't know your boyfriend the way that you do, they might just think, well, he's a college dropout, he's a loser, he can't finish anything, he can't do anything right, and me, as if I was a parent, I think the same thing. Like, wait, why did he drop out of college? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
and one of the biggest mistakes that me and Joe feel like we did was finishing college.
Yep.
We wished during the time of the insurgence of YouTube that we dropped out of college like our peers and reaped the success, like early on success that a lot of our peers, that we didn't really reap the success until later on. And so to me, there is nothing wrong with dropping out of college or not finishing college, because to me, you have your life goals and you should be making the most efficient and intelligent ways to achieving those goals. And if college isn't in that plan, there's no reason to just blindly finish. And I think a lot of parents, they fail to see that, which is why they judge you based off that. But if you have other ways, or if you and your boyfriend could create other ways to prove to your parents, because like Joe said, all they really care about is making sure their baby is taken care of.
But
I mean, I was in your position where my parents really did, I guess, kind of brainwash me to a sense to be like, yeah, so this is the route you take, you get your degree, and then you have like stability, like magical stability. This paper gives you stability. But I realized the older that I got, and then the more that I really like started understanding my parents, I realized that their words are never law. Like anything anyone ever really tells you, it's never set in stone.
It's the bullshit.
And you should, yeah, I mean, you should use it. I mean, it's not bullshit because they have lived on this planet longer than you have, so they do have knowledge. They've seen things, they've learned from things. So yeah, you should definitely listen, but learn how to filter better and just use their advice as like a guideline. Like, don't use it as like, this is what they said, so this is what I have to do. Just take the good, throw away the bad. Just take whatever applies to you, you know, make it in a way where you understand it and it really does apply to your life. Everything else, just throw it out the window and just believe in yourself and in your decisions and be confident and just pursue it till the very end. And then they're gonna see how like about your life you are, and they're gonna be like, shit, I respect that.
I think the only time a college education or higher education does come into play is when it affects the couple directly. Like, for example, I connect with women better who had a college education because there's certain things that you get through college. For most people, their critical thinking levels are a little bit different compared to someone who just had a high school education, because they don't stress that in high school. But there are a lot of dumbass people who don't use their critical thinking skills that they learned in college.
True.
But I'm just saying, like, majority of the times, if they pursued higher education, their mind works in a certain way that I can kind of connect with in a better way. But like you said, in your relationship, it seems like you guys work good as a team. So that's not an issue. You know, like one person might be an intellectual, the other person might be street smart, but instead of like fighting because you guys can't communicate, what's happening is you guys are complimenting each other. That's fucking awesome. And I think the only time it becomes a problem is when, you know, there's a hierarchy of intellect and one person just can't communicate with the other person. And this isn't the case, so you know what? Run with it.
Thank you for watching that video.
And if you guys want to ask questions and you have some burning pains inside that you want to share with us, well, go to AskTheFeels.com right here. You see AskTheFeels.com, and you can ask us, baby, and we will talk about